Woman passes note asking for help against armed boyfriend. Call the cops. My boyfriend is threatening me. He has a gun. Please don't let him know. That plea for help was written on a note by Florida woman Carolyn Reichel and passed to a worker at DeLand Animal Hospital last Friday afternoon. According to Volusia County Sheriff's Office, her boyfriend is 38-year-old Jeremy Floyd. Police suspect he beat Reichel and held her against her will. Floyd and Reichel's story begins Wednesday night at his single-story home on the 900 block of South Amelia Avenue in Volusia. Both had been arguing. The Washington Post reports that Floyd told police that Reichel dove headfirst out of the bedroom window. Reichel said she ran and Floyd chased after her. He says he carried her back inside. On the same night, both got into a fight over a gun Floyd was allegedly threatening Reichel with. It went off. Police say investigating officers found 2 bullet holes in a hallway when visiting the property. According to WFTV.com, Reichel was in bed the next day with a head injury. Police say Floyd wasn't letting her leave. On Friday, she convinced Floyd to take her and her dog to DeLand Animal Hospital. On the drive there, police say he threatened her at gunpoint. When they got to the animal hospital, the Post reports that Reichel managed to get away from Floyd for some time, during which she passed staff the note asking for help. They complied with the note's request and the cops soon arrived to find Floyd and a crying Reichel. Floyd was charged with aggravated assault with a firearm, false imprisonment, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, and simple battery. According to the Post, this is Floyd's 14th time in jail. On Saturday, Volusia Sheriff Mike Chitwood praised Reichel's actions in a tweet. He wrote, "Thank God for the courage of this woman, the quick action of staff at DeLand Animal Hospital, and the work of our deputies and DeLand PD." Here's more on the Sunshine State. Florida man goes Rocky on ATM for giving him too much cash. A Florida man has been charged with criminal mischief after he reportedly assaulted an ATM machine. Michael Joseph Oleksic happened to be visiting the Wells Fargo and Cocoa when he got into a tussle with the ATM machine on November 29th. According to the police, surveillance footage shows Oleksic having a disagreement with the touchscreen that got physical. Real physical. At one point, Oleksic introduced his fists of fury to the machine, which ended up costing at least $5,000 in damages. Oleksic called the bank a short time after the throwdown and told them the ATM had dispensed too much money. He said he was in a hurry for work and didn't know what to do. Wells Fargo returned the favor by having Oleksic arrested and charged. Should have taken the sleigh. A Santa Claus in Florida landed himself in the hospital after skydiving to deliver a present. So yeah, Christmas might be a tad late this year. As excited locals gathered at a Florida beach for a volleyball tournament, George Crocus leapt out of a plane in a Santa costume with Elf on a shelf by his side. Santa George had ditched Rudolph and the rest of the crew, opting for a more dramatic entrance as he delivered Kristoff the Elf to his 9-year-old friend. But events took a turn for the worse when instead of a smooth landing, Santa slammed into a light post and hit a tree before crashing to the ground. Hard. True to form, Santa remained in good spirits despite breaking his and Kristoff's leg and is now recuperating in the hospital. The little elf was considerate enough to send his pal a note explaining what happened, and though he'll be keeping Santa George company for a while, he'll soon be back to pulling pranks. Florida teacher on leave for drowning raccoons in class. A Florida teacher is trying to catch his breath after being placed on administrative leave for allegedly having his students drown 2 wild raccoons and an opossum in class. A 15-second video published by WKMG in Orlando shows a group of students filling a garbage can with a hose and then later submerging a raccoon, which was stuck inside a metal trap. The raccoons had reportedly been killing chickens the students were raising for class. How dare they kill chickens? Humans would never do anything like that. Ugh. Looks like teacher Dewey Bruton and his students from his agricultural class disposed of 2 raccoons and an opossum on Monday at Forest High School. Bruton is currently on leave with pay as the school investigates the incident. Authorities from the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission are also investigating. All this for a prom? A caged tiger that was part of a South Florida high school's jungle-themed prom is drawing criticism from the public. To make prom a memorable night for their students, Christopher Columbus High School held it Friday night at the Doubletree Hotel at Miami International Airport with the exotic theme, Welcome to the Jungle. Oh, this is exciting, huh? A tiger in a cage. But is that something we should be excited about? The bizarre introduction left a sister of one of the students in complete disbelief. In her Facebook post, she alleges the spectacle was animal cruelty and abusive. She also believes it is the faculty's fault for arranging this sort of entertainment. She posted 3 questions in her post. 1. Did this tiger ask to attend prom? 2. Why didn't anyone open the cage and see what would happen to these brave and courageous fire performers? And 3. Why does CCHS allow such animal cruelty? According to the school, the prom also featured several themed decorations and animals, including a lemur, 2 macaws, an African fennec fox, and a tiger. The school defended its decision by explaining the wildlife was overseen the entire time by a Florida licensed facility, and they also released a statement to ABC defending their arrangement. PETA, meanwhile, released a statement saying, "Wild animals aren't prom decorations. Displaying a tiger in a tiny cage and allowing students to handle lemurs is cruel to the animals and dangerous for the students, and it sends a harmful message that living beings are props to be used for human amusement." Woman gets big Florida roach stuck in her ear. Feel your spidey senses tingling? That might just be a massive cockroach jammed into your ear. Ew. According to Self magazine, Katie Holly and her husband had just moved into their newly purchased house, which unfortunately already had some squatters, so the couple paid for an exterminator to spray the residence. Problem solved. Or was it? A few weeks later, on the night of April 14th, Holly woke up in the middle of the night with a strange feeling in her left ear. She went into the bathroom and used a Q-tip to see what was up, and 2 little black legs came out. After freaking out, Holly made her way to the emergency room where a doctor used some lidocaine to numb her ear and kill the roach. He then started pulling pieces of the dead roach out. Too bad he didn't get all of it. 9 days later, Holly's ear still felt funky, so she went to see an ENT doctor who ended up pulling out the entire head and upper torso of the dead roach. Yummy. Holly said she now sleeps with cotton balls in her ears to keep out other unwanted ear invaders. Where are Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello? Florida's animal agency is looking for answers after a poor tortoise was found earlier this week near Orlando, completely covered in what appears to be red spray paint. According to Florida's Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, 2 people picked up a gopher tortoise on Country Road 455 in the town of Monteverde, about 30 miles west of Orlando. The pair then took the tortoise to a wildlife rehabber called Swamp Girls Adventures. The group took the tortoise in and named it Raphael after one of the ninja tortoises, or turtles. Whatever. The group said they were able to get the tortoise about 70% cleaned up after gently chipping away concrete and attempting to get the red paint off. According to FWCC, if toxins from the paint are absorbed, it can damage the tortoise's organs. The paint itself can also prevent it from getting nutrients from sunlight and damagingly seal the tortoise's skin. If the tortoise breathes the paint in, it can cause respiratory illness. Kim Titterington, who runs Swamp Girl Adventures, told Fox 35 that the group hopes to help the tortoise recover completely and release him back into nature. Titterington also said she believes that wasn't an accident where the tortoise simply got too close to a painting site. Someone intentionally colored him red. FWCC is appealing to the public to contact them with any information on how the tortoise ended up this way.